Hi, this is Robert with Pioneer Smokehouses, and today we're going to do something with my Masterbuilt Gravity Series Grill Smoker 1050 here that is a little like a burn-ins kind of thing, but more along the lines of chopped pork. So I'm going to show you this real quick, and basically I took some country ribs and I just cubed it up and then seasoned it up. And my favorite seasonings to start with, of course, are pepper, garlic, and smoked paprika, and then I added just a little bit of Cajun spice to that. That Spice Hunter is some really good Cajun spice. It's very mild, it has real good defined flavor, and no added salt. So I'm going to talk about this real quick, and I'll bring out the package on the next scene. But this here is a grill mat, and these things are just great, especially for cold smoking cheese and stuff. But I also like to use it for vegetables and for small pieces. I have some bags, and I also have these. The nice thing about these are that if you are using a smoker with smaller trays, like for instance the Little Chief, you can cut these to fit whatever the tray size is and get a custom fit right in there. I do like to try to keep them whole, because once you cut them, of course they're cut. But if you have a larger smoker or a grill like this one, you can leave them in one whole piece. And this one here is one of the medium-sized ones, and I'll put one of my affiliate links in the description to some of these products. But you can see here, I'm able to just set the whole thing down on here. And the nice thing about this is that now none of the stuff is going to fall down, and when I'm ready to move it around, I'll be able to just stir it up and it won't fall through the grates or anything. So, and then of course I'm also able to cut it into small pieces beforehand. Otherwise I would have to leave it in larger pieces and I wouldn't get as much surface area for smoking. So I have the smoker set on 245, and it runs just a little hotter than that, so technically it's 250, and we're just going to go ahead and get that smoked up. And then once it gets a little bit cooked and a little smoked on there, then what we'll do is we'll sauce it and put it in a tray and let it finish off. So we'll come back in a little while and go from there. So I'll see you in a few. Alright, we're ready to go ahead and move on to the next step here with my fake burned ends. And so let's take a look here. And you can see those are looking really nice. They have the smoke color on them, and they look like they're partially cooked. The nice thing about doing it like this is that I get rid of a lot of the excess oil. So while I do want some of that oil in there with my finished product, I don't really want it all. So let's talk about the barbecue sauce for a second. So I'm just going to show you this real quick. And so one of my favorite TV cooks, he goes into this guy's restaurant and he's like, "You can't use doctored barbecue sauce." And my thought is, okay, all right, so you can't use doctored barbecue sauce, and I'll just use my favorite barbecue sauce, no problem. Well, then he busts out a can of ketchup and some mustard and some other things and mixes it together, and that's his barbecue sauce. And I'm like, but wait a minute, isn't ketchup just like using barbecue sauce and doctoring it? So I'm like, okay, I'm throwing that argument in the garbage. So anyway, I do use a barbecue sauce, and then I add some things to it. What my primary things that I'm adding to it here is some mustard, a little Dijon mustard, some brown sugar, and some honey. In this case, my Dijon is Dijon honey mustard, and then just a little bit of hot sauce just to add the kick. I just use regular Wings hot sauce with this one, but sometimes I just use Tabasco also. So anyway, I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to dump it in here. So the nice thing is that the grill mat's hot, but the grill mat, nice thing about the grill mats is they just don't get as hot as like when you use metal or something like that. Like if I tried to do this with a tray, a cookie sheet or something like that, I would be burnt right now, but I can handle this thing like nobody's business. I can just, boom, meat's actually hotter than the tray. And I don't know why that is. I'm going to get it all in here. So then I'm just going to put this back in on here on the bottom on the side, because I'm going to go with my pan right there. I didn't have the right size pan that I wanted to use for this. Turns out that I have some really large ones, and then I have a bunch of small ones that work really well for things like vegetables or mac and cheese, or even like little bakes like cornbread and stuff like that. And I do like smoked cornbread on the grill. So anyway, here we go. I made this with 2 sheets of heavy-duty aluminum foil. If you're going to use regular aluminum foil, you probably want to use 3 sheets. And then remember that you'll want to keep something to support it on the bottom. So I mixed that really well, and I'm just going to go ahead and pour it and try to get it in the center as much as possible. Now, once I get it in the center, then I'll spread it around a little bit, because I don't want to push on the sides of this foil too much, because it's just really not that strong. I know you're going to love this, but somebody told me the other day that I used the word just too much. They gave me a list of words that when I'm talking, I exaggerate, or not exaggerate, excuse me, overuse. And I do the exact same thing when I'm writing, but when I'm writing, I have the ability to remove that in editing before anybody sees it. But when I'm talking, I'm just pretty much going with it. So, all right. And when I got down to the bottom there, I could really smell that little bit of hot sauce, and I really didn't put very much hot sauce in, so it's probably not going to taste very strong, but it'll be there. And I'm just going to set this down on the ground over here. So now, like I said, so this tray, this aluminum foil tray, is not going to be very strong, so I'm going to slide it from here right down onto the grill mat. And the nice thing about the grill mat is that it's going to provide more strength for that little tray. And the grill mat's good into the 500 degree range, so that's not going to be a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and close this to get it back to cooking again, and then we're going to talk about the grill mats a little bit. So I've been using grill mats for years, and just for the purpose of this video, I went ahead and bought new ones. And in the next clip, I'm going to try to grab one of my original old ones that I have from my Masterbuilt, which is the first ones I bought. I bought matching ones. This is the largest size one that I have, and the nice thing about this one is that when you cut this one in half, that you end up with 2 of them that fit perfectly in the Big Chief. And they don't go all the way to the edge, of course, but I don't really put food all the way to the edge when I'm smoking. And so this one is a little bit larger than the one that's in here. So you can see that. And just slightly larger. It's not, like when I say larger, I mean it's about a ½ inch each way. So it's not massively larger. But the nice thing, like I said, about buying these really big ones is you can just cut them with any scissors or even a box knife and get the exact size you want. And these things last a long time, especially if you don't overheat them. And my favorite thing about them, because I'm lazy, is that you can put them right in the dishwasher. And I just take a couple of plates and put it in the dishwasher, and then I set this one next to it, and then 2 more plates, and then the next one next to it. So that way they kind of support it, because they won't really stand straight up in the dishwasher, but they get really clean. And let's take a look at this one and see what its temperature says. And it says that these things last 150 uses. Now, I can guarantee you that I have gotten way more than 150 uses out of my last package, and I'm still using them, so they're not bad. It's just I wanted to make sure that I had a good one here. And I am using a couple of these, so this package has been open for a while. And so it's PTFE, and it doesn't say the temperature on here, but it does say not to expose to direct flame, to continuous direct flame. So a flare up is fine. Oh, the temperature's on the front. I'm sorry. So 550. So I'm going to say that the main mesh is good for 550 degrees. You know, I've taken this stuff well above that. So I'm not sure that I really believe that that number is the limit, but that's, you know, what they're saying for safety. This one says 600, so I'm pretty good with that. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and turn up the smoker a little bit right now at the grill. And so right now it's at 245, which will give us about 250 degrees. We're gonna bump that up to 300 so that way we can get the cooking on. So let's go ahead and select the temperature and move that up. And so it's going to go ahead and increase in temperature, and that'll really start to get cooking along and get more of a finish, because we were trying to put some flavor on it with some smoke before and get rid of some of the oil. Now we're trying to actually finish it and get a little crispier texture. And in the last step, we'll actually bump it up even more. So we'll go ahead and take a little break, and I'll talk to you in a few minutes. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at these burnt ends now, and or faux burnt ends, sorry. And they look perfect, so I'm just going to go ahead and slide them off, just like that. I am going to take a little quick picture here. For a minute. See if you can see that. Oh yeah, I think you can see that real good there. Now, I have already sampled one, and they were pretty yummy. They look a little bit better now though, because they're a little crispier. Could have used a little more hot sauce, but other than that, they're really good. Just the right amount of smoky flavor, because the charcoal smoker and the wood chunks that I put in there really make the difference. So today I'm using the competition charcoal, the B&B, and because it's pork, I'm using the Western apple. And I also added some pork chops for the next video on there. And it just gives it a really nice smoky flavor. And that B&B charcoal is really good stuff. It's an oak-based charcoal, and it has a really good taste to it by itself. But adding the wood chunks to it just kicks it up another notch. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this up, and I think that's it. So I have affiliate links at the bottom, so if you use them, I will make a commission on that. Check out those grill mats. If you're doing a lot of grilling or smoking, I use them always for cold smoked cheese, and I also use them for all of my fish, especially when I'm smoking salmon. Literally, you just load them up, put them on a cookie sheet, and then take them outside and slide them into your smoker, or put them on the cookie sheet and then load them up. And it makes it real easy to transfer your food around. You don't have to take it off or anything. Yeah, so just real quick, let's just call my name. Another one, that one's a nice crispy little piece. Yeah, that is great. Thanks for watching.